How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the House of Business Podcast 2.0. This is your host, Caleb Thompson, and we're coming live from New York City as we usually do. And this is the place where we give you the knowledge and the tools to execute your dreams and your visions. Man, I hope everyone's having a great day out there today. Happy 4th of July. Make sure that you guys tune in to the Cooking Up Business Cooking Show that will air its 4th of July exotic barbecue episode this July 7th. But it will air on the 7th, but it will be shot today on the 4th of July. We're going to give you a couple good recipes, exotic barbecue. We're going to have some Caribbean salsa barbecue. We're going to have, like, with the mango salsa, we're going to have a some other exotic foods, but we know we're gonna go Caribbean. We're gonna have that Caribbean mango salsa on those ribs, Caribbean mango barbecue ribs. We're gonna have some chicken, and maybe some curry barbecue chicken. We're gonna mix it up a little bit. So man, you guys go ahead and tune in. We're also gonna have some Italian barbecue where we're gonna mix some good old Southern style barbecue with some marinara and hit it with some parm and some fresh basil. So we're gonna have some Italian barbecue. We're gonna have the Caribbean, the mango salsa barbecue, and then we're also going to have something else. So man, you guys tune in. It's going to be a good one. It is our 4th of July exotic barbecue episode on the Cooking Up Business Cooking Show that will air this July 7th, but it will be shot today. So, man, we're back with the House of Business Podcast. If it's your first time tuning in, man, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Man, this is a place where we give you the knowledge and tools to execute your dreams and visions. What we do here at the House of Business Podcast 2.0, we basically just help you, your dream, your idea, anything that you have for business. What we do is we give you information on how to structure that business. We also give you information on how to get funded for that company as well. You can start off as having a simple dream, a simple idea, and what we do is we give you information on how to manifest that idea through research, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and also through network and connection. And this is one of those resources. This podcast is a resource to help you to get started on creating that company, and that's what we do. So today we want to talk about marketing. Man, I have a couple episodes on this channel about marketing and how we market. I just shot another podcast, which is the Morning Roasted podcast. We talk about different things that has to do with discipline, resilience, spirituality, manifestation, and other things. How to structure your morning. So the Morning Roasted podcast. So one thing that I was talking about marketing is that with marketing, you don't market the company based off your taste or your like. You market a company based off the demographics, the psychographics, and the geographical area of your target market, or not off your competitors. This is not a SWOT analysis. You're not looking for the strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. This is not you. This is not you creating a SWOT analysis of your competitor. You're not creating a SWOT analysis of your competitor, and you're seeing what their target market is, and then you're comparing prices and comparing. Even if you have a similar business, just say business A sells lemonade and business B sells lemonade, you guys will not have the same target market because of the branding of the product. One lemonade may target sports, let's say sports enthusiasts. They may have a sports themed lemonade that can be used as a rehydration drink that has electrolytes, and your lemonade could be more linked towards southern living, sweet lemonade, mango lemonade, and putting a exotic twist to a southern style lemonade. So even though you guys sell a similar product, your target market will be completely different. That's why you cannot compare your product to another person's product. What you have to do is you have to market that product based off of your target market, the demographics, the psychographics of your target market, or of that targeted niche that you're looking towards. So what we want to talk about today, we're going to talk about marketing a product, marketing a business. If you are a cleaning company, you want to market to a specific group of people. You can't just say, I'm a cleaning company. You have to market to a specific niche of people. And then after you solidify and get confirmation or validation in the business market from that specific group, then you start to extend your services and your departments and your services to other cleaning areas like commercial and Airbnb. And we have a cleaning company that we September we are launching our forensics cleaning, where we will be in contact with law enforcement. We will be in contact with different homicide detectives and crimes that happen around New York City. We will go in and we will clean those homes to restore the dignity of those families' homes after after murder or after some tragic event. So in September, we will go forensic with Thompson Cleaning Services. That will be an extra service that we will offer. Um, so you guys tune in, man. If you guys know any private investigators, you guys know any law enforcement services that we can, or even bounty hunters. You know what I mean? Sometimes they have licensed bounty hunters that can create, difficult things within a home. So man, we are looking to collaborate with you guys to help clean those homes after any traumatic event that has to do with death, or has to do with any injuries or stuff, to restore that home back to its original state, so that the next family that moves in that home or the family that lives there after that happens, they will feel safe in that home. So we're talking about marketing without trends. That was a quick little advertisement, but marketing without trends. So we're going to teach you how to market your company without depending on the trends. So what I call trends are, this is what I call trends. Trends is a person without identity. When you always chasing trends, you do not know who you are. When everybody likes Kanye West, you like Kanye West. When everybody likes StockX, you like StockX. When everybody wants to be a day trader, you want to be a day trader. Chasing trends is like being a bandwagon person. There was a lot of people who didn't even like the New York Knicks, even though they lived in New York City, until they won. Now everybody has a New York Knicks jersey. A bandwagon. Oh, I thought you were a Golden State Warriors fan living in New York City. Now that the Knicks won, everybody wants to get on the bandwagon. When you are marketing your company or launching a marketing campaign for your product or your service, you cannot be a bandwagon rider. You have to first establish your core values, what you stand for, and what you are aiming, who are you targeting, and you have to stick to that. One day you can't target your services towards motorcyclists or motorcycle enthusiasts like bikers. You can't have a biker bar one day and then the next day it's a elegant coffee and tea shop. You know what I mean? In pink and purple. You know what I'm saying? You cannot mix the two. Whatever you establish your company as in the beginning is what you will have to stay in. You can create another company that is more like a tea and biscuits prissy little, you know what I mean, little pink lemonade coffee shop for women, or for, you know what I mean, whatever you want to do. But you cannot, the two cannot coexist. Now, and why I say that is this. Now, you can have the same theme, another bar attached to that biker bar, but for women. You know what I mean? More. Well, you have to mix it up, more pinkish, but more, you know what I mean, rad. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. So it can be a way where the two can coexist, but you cannot have two different themes. This is not A&W and Long John Silver's collaboration in the same building. Whenever you have a business, you have to establish. So, man, let's just go through these talk points. Number one, I build your brand before you follow the crowd. Build your brand before you follow the crowd, man. I know some people, man, whatever's hot, they're on it. That's different when you're marketing. Okay, whatever's hot. Okay, I remember when the Panda Dunks came out, or the Panda Jordans. Everybody in New York City had the black and white pandas. Okay, that's cool. That's cool that's a thing, but not every trend is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can be making six figures in your company without adopting trends. Some people don't even. That's like a this is what I mean. I basically mean this. You are a Hurley store. You sell Hurley shoes, but as soon as the panda pandemic with the panda dunks came out, everybody had the black and white panda dunks. You know what I mean? The Nike dunks. You are a Hurley store. You are a New Balance store that solely sells New Balance. You are abandoning who you are to go and get 2,000 pair of Nike Panda Dunks just because it's a hot item. You have abandoned your post. Do not do. You are a New Balance store. Find new ways to market New Balance. That's basically what I'm saying. So market without the trends. You have to stay authentic in your company and what you do apart from what everybody else is doing. So if you're a New Balance store, stick to New Balance. Don't wait till a hot trend comes out and you go and break protocol within your own store, break protocol and break your customers' loyalty by a hot trend coming out, and now you have 2,000 pair of Nike Panda Dunks for sale in a New Balance store, and people are saying, "Man, what's wrong with these people? These people totally compromised their brand and who they were just to jump on the trend." So that's basically what I'm saying. So we want to talk about marketing without jumping on the trend. If a trend is hot or if a trend is not hot, you can still make money by being authentic in how you created your business. So one thing I've learned is that clear brand identity always outlasts any marketing trend. Trends come and go, but a business with a strong message and purpose remains recognizable. You want to keep your brand recognizable. You don't want to switch up every time a trend comes along. There's some things you can do to adopt a trend. You see a trend happening like the New York Knicks won. Okay, the New York Knicks won the championship. Okay, that's a trend you can jump on because you see it's a hot item. You can make some money without. Okay, if you're a bagel shop, you are not abandoning your post as being a bagel shop. All you are doing is making New York Nick colored bagels. That's jumping on a trend to scale your business or to capitalize on that trend by generating more revenue because a trend is hot, because it's a hot trend. Okay, that's different, but you're not abandoning what your core values are as a bagel shop. You are just integrating a trend. That's different. But when you have to completely leave the foundation of your company or what you stand for to be able to make money, you have jeopardized your brand identity. So you don't want to jeopardize your brand identity just because something is hot. If you have to start an entirely new company, you don't even have to start an entirely new company. You see a trend that's hot, don't integrate it with your company. Just sell New York Knicks championship shirts on the side. You know what I mean? As you yourself, you don't have to integrate that in your company, or you can sell some of those items or some of that merchandise inside your store in a little corner without you having to recreate your entire menu, without you having to jeopardize what you stand for, what you're doing. Set aside a small department or a small area inside of your store, like a pop-up shop, where those items can be sold without it hurting your identity. You know what I mean? You want to jump on some trends, you have to find some way to do it where it's not corrupting your accountability or corrupting your brand identity, your original message for your company. But I focus on communicating who I serve, what I offer, and why it matters. That is most important. When your brand is clear, you don't need every trend to stay relevant. When you got a clear cut brand and you know exactly what you want and what you're doing, you know why there's so many Kennedy's Fried Chicken? Because they got a clear cut brand. They have a list of things that they sell. It's a franchise company. Some people sell slices of slices of pie, and some people don't sell slices of pie. But it's their option. But they have a clear cut identity. We are known for chicken. Our Kennedy's Fried Chicken. That is what our main thing we are known for, and they have a clear brand identity that offers other options, but they never abandon their main folk. They never Kennedy's Fried Chicken say, you know what, we're gonna keep the name, but we're never gonna sell another piece of fried chicken ever. And we're just gonna sell pizza. What it looks like, you go into a Kennedy's Fried Chicken, and they look like the 99 cent pizza shop that's on the corner of Times Square. You can go in and get a slice for 99 cents or a dollar. You know what I mean? This is Kennedy's Fried Chicken. So they never, because pizza's hot, they never abandon their core principles of the foundation of their company just because it's a pizza trend going on. They just got rid of all the chicken, compromised their brand identity just to be able to. You cannot keep the name without the product. It has to be in alignment. So build your brand before you even follow the crowd, man. Find out exactly what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then do that. Now there will be some modifications, there will be some customization to some products, some services as time go on. The brand stays the same, but the services and the products are they change. They may vary. They may change. You may jump on some trends. You may not jump on some trends. But you want to build a company that if a trend is hot or if a trend doesn't isn't hot, it doesn't have to it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your company is still going to make money. Whether you sold a New York Knicks shirt front in your company or on the side, you are still making money despite the trend. That's where we want to get the company to. Okay, number two, create marketing that solves problems, not just gets attention. So, you know what I mean? A lot of times, man, when I do marketing, I put a lot of marketing out there just for the product and people can see if this is a good product for them. But you have to create marketing that solves problems. Yeah, I can say I have a we just dropped Legacy Combat House, which we sell martial arts products. We sell martial arts products, we sell boxing products, things like that. Which is called Legacy Combat House. Sell jujitsu products as well for just martial arts and things of that sort. So Legacy Combat House. But the thing is, you want to market and see what does that solve. Are you when you make a post, you say, are you training for an upcoming event? Are you looking for better products that can help you with your martial arts training? Then you launch, then you give them a visual of the product, because now they're thinking like, do I need more products, do I need this headgear that will help me with my balance when I fight, and it's targeted towards martial arts fighters, UFC, people that do jujitsu, and that those are the only groups that we upload the content to. So if I have an Airbnb service, well, realty company, I'm not going to post. I'm going to find groups to post that's relevant to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to post a Airbnb post on NBC Sports. You know what? Why would I do that? So you have to stay in alignment with what you're doing. If you are a landscaping service, you want to post. You want to post on groups on Facebook or social media that has to do with landscaping services or has to do with either business like commercial business, New York City business promotion, things like that that is in alignment with your company. So create marketing that solves problems. You know, if you're out there selling appliances, just say a fridge, you what you want to do is you want to create a question to the person to make them think, to make them understand that this is the beneficial item to them and they need to buy it. You know what I mean? Why do you need coffee creamer? If I was selling coffee creamer, I would say, if you is your coffee too dark? Would you like to sweeten it up? Would you like to? You have to find strategic ways to make people realize this is a product that I need in my life, and it's going to solve a problem. It's going to solve my coffee problem. It's going to solve my car problem. It's going to solve my travel problem. I can get an Airbnb for a lot cheaper, stay a lot longer than me getting a hotel every day. And this house is just as nice. So when you market for your company, market in a way that lets people know that you solve certain problems. You are a moving company. Let them know we could take some pressure off of you. We're going to solve that problem of you having to move things on your own. We're going to create some time and space to help you with that. So you have to realize that getting views isn't the same as getting customers. I can get a million customers, and I mean a million views, and still not get any customers. You have to market in a way that transitions the. And people say they use funnels. You know, they have the funnel things made by Dan Morrell. A lot of people have used funnels, the funnel method, in order to get customers. But one thing you can do is understand that getting a lot of views is not the same as converting those viewers into customers. You have to market in a way that will convert those individuals into customers in a business marketplace that is very competitive. So you still have to learn how to get customers without instead of just getting a lot of views. Yeah, you can get a lot of views, and a lot of views are good because you can find venture capitalists, you can find investors that are viewing your story without you knowing, and they can reach out to you as well. So that's another good thing to get those views. But you want to convert those viewers into customers some kind of way. So create content that educates people, that inspires people, and that solves real customer problems. You know what I mean? You don't sell anything that's not going to solve a problem. But every product does solve a problem. But you need to learn how to convey the benefit of the benefits that comes from purchasing that specific product or item. So everything. If you got a pen solves a problem, but you need to find a way to convince somebody or a word or convey the benefits of that pen to your targeted audience in order for them to want to purchase that item. Okay, so number 3 is stay consistent while others keep starting over. This is one thing you want to do. You want to stay consistent when you're marketing your products. There are no days off. I don't care who you are. I'm going to tell you something. You want to be a business owner? Guess what? If you run the best burger shop on this side of the Hudson River, I don't care if your mom just died. When customers come to your store, they are not worried about your mom dying. They're not worried about that. They're worried about if I can get a number 3 and supersize the fries. They don't care about your personal life. When they come to that store or that business, they come to get what you serve. That's it. So when you are a business owner, you have to be held accountable. There are no excuses as you being a business owner. I like to call the business the baby, you as being the father and the provider that provides the business operational system, and everybody else has been the aunties and the uncles and everybody. It takes a village to raise a baby. So that's the same thing. You're the father of the company. You know what I mean? Maybe your manager is the wife. Everybody else. I like to look at a family as a business aspect, and the business being the baby, and it takes a village to raise that baby, nourish that baby, and help that baby to grow. But stay consistent while everybody keeps starting over. Man, there's gonna be a lot of people, man. They do something for 3 months. They feel like, man, this is not working. They start over. They start an entirely new company. They rebrand the entire company. You have to stay consistent. And the reason why I say stay consistent, this is the reason why I say stay consistent. The reason why I say that is because of this. There are a group of people that's going to love your company just the way it is. They're going to love you just the way you are. You do not have to go out of your way, jump through hoops, be fake, put on a mask around all kinds of different people. It's people that love you just like you are. The real you, the weird you, the you that the you that people just don't understand. There are people out there that is waiting for the real you. They're not waiting for some fake, you know what I mean? I'm gangster in public, and you know what I'm saying. And I like Lilo and Stitch. I watch Lilo and Stitch in at home. You know what I mean? And you could be all those things, but people love the real you. They don't want the fake you. They don't want nobody. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to give everybody the authentic version of yourself. Some people should never get so close to you to figure you out to be able to destroy you. So I'm not saying that. But even with your company, don't keep starting over. This is what I mean by that. Don't keep going with every trend. Don't keep putting on a mask. You know what I mean? You're around some gangsters, you play gangster. You know, you around some business, you play business, you play. That's a different. There is a difference between being versatile and learning how to operate and navigate different social groups. Then you can be authentic and still operate in different social groups, but without losing your authenticity. You know what I mean? You just learn and research and learn how to operate, but there's still authenticity comes with certain values, integrity, and certain morals and certain disciplines that will not be moved. I will go this far, but I'm not going farther than this. Yeah, I will go this far, but I'm not going to lose my authenticity and who I am, no matter what social group I am. Even though I can identify and learn how to navigate these different social groups, someone who's inauthentic will be a yes man and convert themselves to any ideology that they're in, and they're losing themselves. They're one person over here, one person, they don't know who they are. They just convert to any social group that they're in just to be liked, to be accepted. That's different than you learning how to navigate through different social groups and you still stand on your 10 toes on who you are and say, okay, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't think like that. You know, I'm a businessman. Like, I just don't, you don't let certain things move you just to be like. That's authenticity. So stay consistent your message every week instead of consistently, changing this and changing that, trying to move around. Stay consistent and reinforce your brand and the value that's in your brand. Like you know, and I break it down like this, man. Like I said, if you selling fried chicken, it's still the best fried chicken. Don't say, okay, this is not Popeyes, but we got a good we sell chicken strip. Do not compare your brand to anybody else. When you create a company, your company is the best. You don't. I'm not saying compete. You can. I always say this, and people laugh when I say it. Like even my guys I work for and work with. Well, I don't work for anybody, but I work with. But I would say you can't Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. That means what I mean by that is there are some people who has already made it to a certain level that you haven't made it to, and you are wasting your time trying to compete with that person. You need to just like what I like what Steve Jobs has done. I like his story where he came from, but that's not my story. I cannot take this man's blueprint, this man's life, and try to live a life based on, because we were raised different. We're two different people, have two different personalities. I cannot out Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, he is his own entity, his own person. I can be admired by his struggles and the way that he overcame those struggles, but you can take another person's life and try to use that as the blueprint, but it's not going to be the same. Everybody's life is like their fingerprints. There are twins. There are twins that were born. Twins are born. They have the exact same DNA. Twins, identical twins, or even if they aren't identical twins, they have the same exact DNA, but they have different fingerprints. That is God letting you know that you can look the same, you can act the same, you can talk the same. People can confuse you as being the same person, but there's still something different about you. You still have two different paths to go on. I don't care how much you look alike. So, you know what I mean? So everybody has their own journey. You can find identical twins that has the same DNA. If a woman sleeps with two brothers that are I hate to say, but are identical twins, they have the same DNA. She doesn't know whose baby it is. It's the exact same DNA. It's the exact same. It's both of their babies. You know what I'm saying? Because no one can tell. She don't know who to put on child support. You know what I'm saying? And that is the same way with life. You can look like somebody, you can act like somebody, you can build the same exact company as them, use the same operational systems or blueprints, but it will not work for one person like it works for another person. Because even though you look the same, even though you act the same, you have your own different personality, gifts, you have your own journey, you have your own destiny, even though you look the same. So you have to stay consistent with who you are instead of starting over as soon as a trend comes. So consistency builds recognition. When people see that this guy is not stopping, this guy has put this brand out here and it's consistent. He's not one day doing this and then one day doing another thing. So being consistent, it creates recognition, credibility, and customer confidence. You know what I'm saying? You know why customers have confidence in the Big Mac? Because every time they go to McDonald's, they're going to get the Big Mac the same way. It's not one day they come to McDonald's, they get the Big Mac and they got the quarter pounder slivered onions on it. The next day they come back, now it has now it has double mustard on it. No, there is a system to make sure that Big Mac comes out the same way. There's a certain type of bread that you use. There's a certain method that you use to build that burger to make sure that the quality and the end result of that burger comes out the exact same way, whether the owner is there or whether the owner is not there. Whoever built that burger, they built a business operational system to make sure that, okay, this is the burger builder sheet. You get the bun, you use this patty, you put one piece of cheese on it, you use a little bit, 1 tablespoon of onions, and that is how you build this burger. And we're going to take this business operational system and we're going to integrate it into every McDonald's that's ever operated. And you know why people come back to McDonald's? Because they know if I get a Big Mac, I know it's going to have the onions on there. I know it's going to have the Big Mac sauce. And that creates customer loyalty because you are being consistent. Everywhere you get the same Big Mac in Wisconsin that you can get in Texas. You know what I mean? Because they have a system to make sure that you get the same quality wherever you're at. Business growth. Businesses grow faster when they commit to a strategy instead of reacting to every new trend, man. This is marketing without trends, jumping on every trend. This is the House of Business Podcast 2.0. Shows Caleb Thompson, man. This is the place where we give you the knowledge and the tools to execute. Learn how to market your company without jumping on every trend, and you can still scale and still generate capital and revenue without the need of trends or jumping on everything that's new. We'll see you guys back here next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.